Have you ever felt unseen, like no matter how much effort you put in or how much value you bring, the people around you don't recognize your worth? It's frustrating, isn't it? Pouring your energy into a job, a relationship, or an environment that seems to take but never give back, as if who you are and what you bring doesn't matter. But here's the truth, it's not about you lacking value, often it's about being in a place that can't see it. And today, I'm going to show you why that matters, and knowing this could change everything. In a moment, I'm going to react to a story about a father, his son, and an old 200-year-old watch. Now, that might sound simple, but stay with me. This story reveals one of the most powerful lessons you will ever hear about self-worth and about recognizing where you truly belong and about stepping into a space where you are seen and valued. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a job that doesn't see your potential, or in a relationship that drains you, or just in a place that doesn't value you for who you are, this video is for you. This story might just be the shift you didn't even know that you needed. So let's react to this video.
Before he died, a father said to his son, "Here is a watch that your grandfather gave me. It is almost 200 years old. Before I give it to you, go to the jewelry store downtown. Tell them that I want to sell it and see how much they offer you." The son went to the jewelry store, came back to his father and said, "They offered $150 because it's so old." The father said, "Go to the pawn shop." The son went to the pawn shop, came back to his father and said, "The pawn shop offered $10 because it looks so worn." The father asked his son to go to the museum and show them the watch. He went to the museum, came back and said to his father, "The curator offered $500,000 for this very rare piece to be included in their precious antique collections." The father said, "I wanted to let you know that the right place values you in the right way. Don't find yourself in the wrong place and get angry if you are not valued. Those that know your value are those who appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value. Know your worth. If you find value in this story..."
This story hits deep, doesn't it? See, what I took from this story is that it's not about the watch itself, but about where we choose to place ourselves and who we allow to see us. Think about it. How often do we spend years in an environment that treats us like that pawn shop did? Give us the bare minimum, overlooking our true value. Sometimes it's a job that doesn't recognize our potential, or it's a relationship that takes without appreciating us for who we are. We end up thinking, "Oh, maybe I'm not worth more than this," when in reality, we are just in the wrong place. In my own life, I learned this lesson the hard way. A few years back, I worked as a night supervisor in a hotel, and despite giving everything I had, I felt undervalued. And worse is, I sensed that my treatment was influenced by something beyond my work, racial prejudice. I'll never forget that day my manager looked at me, scrutinizing my uniform, and said I looked dirty. I can't put the hotel's name out there, but that was a defining moment for me. I knew I had to leave, even if it meant risking my income, because that was the only income I was making at that time. Walking away was hard, but I found a new role as a night manager at another hotel where my work and my potential was valued at this new hotel. That change in environment allowed me to grow, and I began to realize my worth was never the issue. It was simply a matter of being in the right place. Let's talk about this concept of value. It's not something that changes based on people's opinion or a paycheck. Your value is inherent. It is who you are, the skills you've honed, and the resilience you've built. But here's the key. Your worth will only be recognized in places that know how to see it. If you are in a place where your value isn't appreciated, it can be draining. You start to believe that this is as good as it gets, and that's a dangerous mindset. But that's why stories like this is such a powerful one. It's a powerful reminder that you have the choice to reposition yourself. It might mean changing careers, stepping away from a toxic relationship, or just reevaluating the people you surround yourself with. Sometimes the real transformation happens when we make the hard choice to leave what isn't serving us. Just like I had to leave that job. Even though I was risking my income, I had to leave because I didn't feel value. And look what happened. I went from being a night supervisor to months later becoming a night manager at a different, more prestigious hotel. So think about it. Maybe you're working tirelessly, going above and beyond, but your efforts are barely noticed. Or maybe you're in a relationship where you feel unseen, taken for granted, or even disrespected. Ask yourself, are you willing to stay in a place that doesn't honor who you are? Or will you search for an environment that does? Let me put it this way. Imagine an artist who has spent years mastering their craft, only to work in a place where art is seen just as decoration, not as an expression of creativity or a skill they have mastered. There will always be undervalued there, but in a gallery, the same work is celebrated, honored, and appreciated for the depth it brings. We are the same way. Our skill, our potential, these are treasures, but they need to be in the right environment to truly shine. So here's my challenge to you. Reflect on who you are right now. Are you in a place that values you, or are you pouring yourself out somewhere that only sees you as a number, a statistic, or even less? If you feel like your potential is trapped, it's time to consider a change. And this isn't about just jumping ship for the sake of it. It's about recognizing, like that 200-year-old watch, your value is already there. It's about finding the right place, the right people, and the right opportunities to honor it. So I'm inviting you to take that step forward to something much better than you're currently experiencing right now. Maybe that's applying for a new job that challenges you, or maybe it's setting boundaries in a relationship, or maybe it's investing in yourself through learning, growth, or even coaching. So if you're ready to unlock that potential fully, email me at info@rudolphbrainerd.com and we can work together. And I want to leave you with this. Your worth doesn't diminish based on others' ability to see it. I want to repeat that again. Your worth doesn't diminish based on others' ability to see it. Just like the watch in our story, your value is constant, but the impact of your value, that depends entirely on the place you are in. So choose wisely. If you found this message powerful, don't let it stop here. Apply it. Evaluate your surroundings. Challenge what doesn't serve you and step into spaces that truly recognize who you are. And if you're ready to take that next step in fully understanding and embracing your self-worth, I want to recommend 2 videos for you. First, check out the 3 lessons I learned about Kanye West. In that video, I will break down how Kanye West built his self-worth and how he sees himself. This could totally change the way you approach your own value. Secondly, if you're struggling with seeking validation and feeling stuck because of it, I highly recommend watching Why Seeking Validation is Holding You Back. I learned a powerful lesson about validation during a trip to Trafalgar Square in London. And that lesson changed everything for me. Both these videos will give you a deeper insight into building your self-worth and stepping into your greatness. So if you're ready to make a shift, go watch these videos and let's start the journey to discovering the full power of your self-worth. My name is Rudolph High Definition. Be inspired today.